Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and good day to all. Thank you very much for inviting me in this event, Third International Brain and Biomedicine Conference, organized by Department of Physiology and Department of Pharmaceutics, GC University, Faisalabad. My name is Sayyid Adnan Alisha. I am from Faculty of Pharmacy, University Technology, Maharashtra. The topic of today's talk is the combating neurodegeneration, multi-targeted therapeutic from design and inhibitor. Today I will talk about some of our research in Alzheimer disease. We have designed some of the potent inhibitor which have ability to inhibit the cholinesterase enzyme, for example, acetylcholinesterase and butyrylcholinesterase. Uh, and then we have, after that, we have done some of the molecular docking studies and then MD simulation. So this talk is a bit chemistry side, so I will try my best to explain what we have done and what we have achieved during this research. As you all know that the Alzheimer's disease is the leading cause of dementia and death. It is progressive and the irreversible disease. Uh, and then the cholinergic hypothesis is the disease is characterized by decline of acetylcholine level because of the function of the acetylcholinesterase and butyrylcholinesterase. So these two enzymes, the function of these two enzymes is actually hydrolyze this acetylcholine into the choline and acetate, and this lead to the cognitive impairment when there is a deficiency of or there's a lack of the acetylcholine neurotransmitter. So the current drugs have unfavorable side effects and limited efficacy, and some of the gastrointestinal issue and hepatotoxicity, which is very common. Then we have selected some of the basic molecule, which is a benzimidazole, which has actually diverse pharmacological activities in order to have find out some of the inhibitor which have Alzheimer anti-Alzheimer properties. So we have synthesized some of the hydrogen derivatives, sulfone derivatives, which I will talk in later. Generally, in case, what is actually the impact of the Alzheimer's disease? You can see in 2024, it was reported that 15.5% or 55 million people have suffering from the dementia, which will be exceed to or approximately 152 million in 2050. The age impact also it is among the top five global causing death, which is the Alzheimer's disease. Right? So in 1990s till 2010, then there's a two medicine which is donepezil and galantamine is approved, which was used to inhibit this acetylcholine and the butyrylcholine esterase enzyme. After 2020, 2020s and present, there's a two or more drugs has been approved by the FDA on 2023 and 2024. The current therapy in case of our cases, we have selected some benzimidazole derivative or analogs in order to inhibit the function of the acetylcholine esterase and butyrylcholine esterase. So what is actually the correlation between the Alzheimer's disease and the cholinesterase inhibition? Actually, in case of the healthy brain, you can see there's a neurotransmitter which is acetylcholine, right, which is just transmitted and then it is hydrolyzed by acetylcholinesterase primary and butyrylcholinesterase secondary. It convert these enzymes convert this acetylcholine into the acetate and choline, and that is how the choline level is balanced in the normal healthy person. But in case of the Alzheimer disease, generally, which is case of the Alzheimer disease pathology, generally the it in this disease it reduces the cholinergic neuron, which is generally synthesize the acetylcholine. As a result of this, they suffering from the memory and attention, right? So, and then the level of the acetylcholine in the blood is being decreased because of the increase of the activity of acetylcholine and butyrylcholine, because it hydrolyzes into acetate and the choline, and which decrease the level of the acetylcholine in case of the Alzheimer's disease. Generally, these acetylcholinesterase and butyrylcholinesterase uh, inhibitor inhibit the function of acetylcholinesterase and butyrylcholinesterase, which reduce the conversion of the acetate and choline from the acetylcholine breakdown, which increase the level of the acetylcholine in the blood, in the synapses, and then which improve the uh, choline esterase transmission. So the our pathway of the Alzheimer's discovery is started from the synthesis and the design of benzimidazole based derivative, and then after the design and synthesis, it has been characterized by the different spectroscopic technique, for example, the NMR, mass, and IR and UV. And then after that, all the analogs has been subjected for the inhibitory activity against the acetylcholinesterase and butyrylcholinesterase. So after inhibition, we have did some structure-active relationship studies to determine the subsequent influence on the inhibition. So in order to validate, we have done some computational validation and then DFT. And then after that, all has been that is the potent or the molecule which have the strong docking effect or the strong docking interaction has been subjected for the MD simulation to evaluate the compound stability within the enzyme active site. So that's our journey toward the novel benzimidazole derivative. So the study objective is first the design and synthesis of the potent derivative uh, of the novel benzimidazole derivative. And then after this synthesized analog was evaluated for the inhibitory activity, and then promising result subjected for the suggest their potential uh, as the therapeutic agent in treating the condition associated with the cholinergic dysfunction. So, in order to see the enhanced enzyme inhibition, we have done molecular docking studies, and in order to validate the secretive relationship, we have found out some of the impact of the atoms, for example, fluorine on the binding, which have the potent activity, and then we have identified some specific amino acid involved in the binding, and then we measured through the binding affinities, we have measured the strong molecule attached to the target, and then that did some conformational dynamic, which shows the understanding how the molecule move and they change the shape. So the question arises why we have selected the benzimidazole only. The reason of selecting the benzimidazole core is because according to the literature, it is uh, it has the very versatile pharmacological activities. For example, the it has antiviral and anti-HIV potency, the antiparasitic activity, anti-cancer, anti-ulcer discovery, right? So all these type of the molecules have generally the core structure is benzimidazole, and it has also have the involved in multi-purpose biological activity. That's how the reason in order to select the benzimidazole core structure for uh, our studies in order to find out the potent inhibitor of the acetylcholine space and butyrylcholine space. So the first of the uh, analogs which we have synthesized is actually the benzimidazole based hydrazone shift bases. So in this one, we have the starting material is orthophenyl thiamine and the thiol 2,4 formyl phenoxyacetate, which has been treated in the presence of the sodium metabisulfate in the presence of TMF. So it has uh, uh, converted into the intermediate one, right? And then which is treated with the hydrazine, right? And then it convert into the hydroxides, right? So this is hydroxide 2, and this hydroxide is treated with the number of the benzaldehyde derivatives, right? So it lead to the synthesis of the hydrazone. So you can see this one is the hydrazone shift basis. So this we have taken number of the uh, benzaldehyde derivative. For example, you can see the ortho nitro. This is a meta nitro, and then dichloro hydroxyphenoxy, right? And this one the methoxy. This is dimethoxy, trimethoxy. And so we have selected the number of the uh, uh, benzaldehyde substituent and in order to see what is their effect when it can attach with the benzimidazole. And we have find out there we have find out that the molecule which is you can see number of sub molecule number 7 which has the triphenoxy and the molecule number 16 which is having the methoxy at the ortho position and methoxy at the para position. So in case of this one derivative number 7 which have the methoxy at the meta position, para position and this meta to here, and then number 16 have the potent inhibitory activity. And then all this so what we have found out after the subjecting with in inhibitory activity, we have found out that some of the electron donating group have they enhance the activity, as I mentioned in my previous one, that this one is though all are electron donating groups in case of the compound number 7. In case of compound number 16, they are electron donating groups. So it usually generally enhances the activity against the acetylcholinesterase and the butyrylcholinesterase, right? And then in case of the electron withdrawal group, for example, nitro and bulky halogen group, which reduce the activity. For example, you can see in case of the nitro, you can see this one, uh, the it has not potent as compared to the galantamine, which has the activity galantamine 104. In case of this one is 156 micromolar, right? So we have concluded in this study that the electron donating group enhance the activity, and the electron withdrawal group, for example, the nitro group and the bulky halogen group, reduce the activity, right? So, and then in case of the selectivity, we have found out that the methoxy, hydroxy, and secondary amines secondary and tertiary amine is significantly more potent as compared to the glutamine. So this is how you this compound number 7 and compound number 16 all but both have the methoxy group at different position. In case of the 7, methoxy is at the meta and para and meta to here, right? In case of the 16, both the hydrogen derivative have the electron donating group, which contribute to the activity of this the inhibiting the acetylcholinesterase and the butyrylcholinesterase. So this is the binding interactions in case of the different analogs, for example, 6, 7, 8, 10, and 11, and 13, so on. So it shows the superimposed most active compounds and the glutamine, right? So these are all the interactions of the which are found in the molecular docking studies. This is the second second synthesis of the second series of the synthesis in case of which all bearing the sulfone analogs. So in which this in second series we have taken the nitrobenzene diamine, which is treated with the hydroxybenzaldehyde in the presence of the sodium metabisulfate, right? So it lead to the formation of the benzamidazole ring, right? And then after this the we have treated the benzimidazole, nitrobenzimidazole with the some benzene sulfonyl chlorides with a different substitution. So you can see different substitution in case of this one. This one you have the trifluoride methyl, right? So at different position, this is ortho. This one is the So this one is, you can see the trifluoromethyl at different substituents, different position. This one is the ortho position. This is the meta position, having different activity, the different inhibition with against the acetylcholinesterase and butyrylcholinesterase. So this different benzene sulfonyl chloride has been treated with the with this intermediate 3 lead to the synthesis of the 15 derivative. So all the derivative have been subjected for the inhibitory activity against acetylcholinesterase and butyrylcholinesterase. So if you so here is the So all the molecules, you can see the compound number one, this one, compound number one, compound number five, and compound number 11, which one compound number eight, which have the most prominent potent activity. So we have concluded in this one that the fluoride it contributes to inhibit the acetylcholinesterase, butyrylcholinesterase in this series. So you can see in the compound number 7 also have the this trifluoromethyl at the para position. In this you have the um, trifluoromethyl at meta position and this one at the ortho position. All are have potent activity against acetylcholinesterase and the butyrylcholinesterase. In this you can see the fluoride at the meta position. So we have concluded that the in case of so you can see the reference, right? So these come the molecule which is the molecule number one with the trifluoromethyl at ortho position, at meta position, fluoride at the meta position, and then the fluoride, the trifluoromethyl position at the para position. They all show the potent activity. In this one also, fluoride at the meta at the para position as compared to this one as one meta position. So all the subsequent which having the electron withdrawal group, which is the fluoride, shows the inhibitory activity against these this the acetylcholinesterase and butyrylcholinesterase. So you can see that what we have found out in this one is the benzimidazole which bear sulfone analogs, right? So these analogs having the subsequent, which shows the inhibitory activity against the acetylcholinesterase and butyrylcholinesterase, are the trifluoromethyl or the fluoro group at different position. So this is the enzyme inhibition. You can see this one is the enzyme inhibition activity. This is the interaction of the compound 1, compound 5, and the donepezil, right? So this is how you can see the different active enzyme pockets, right? And then this analogs has been having different type of the bonding, generally the hydrogen bonding and pi-pi stacking with of these compound with the active acetylcholinesterase enzyme pocket. So this is with the butyrylcholinesterase, acetylcholinesterase, and this one in interaction we have found by through the molecular docking studies in case of the compound number 1, find compound number 5, and donepezil with the active residue of the butyrylcholinesterase. The third series which we have synthesized is the bit of which generally contains the sulfonyl chloride, right? But it has the phenyl um, diamine. So phenyl 1,2-phenyl diamine, when treated with the benzaldehyde, this benzaldehyde in the presence of the sodium metabisulfate, right, in the presence of in DMF. So it leads to the synthesis of the benzyamidazole ring. And then after this benzyamidazole ring treated with different sulfonyl chloride and lead to the formation of or lead to this formation of the derivatives. So these are total 15 derivatives which contain different substituents, right? In case of substituent, the analog one, which has a nitro group at the ortho position. So if you compare the standard donepezil, right, which is the 0.06 micromolar, right? So we have found out that here also the fluoro group you can see 0.70, right? In case of the trifluoro methyl group 0.20 micromolar, right? And then the fluoro groups. So, and then this one is the fluoro group, right? Different substituents at this one, right? Sulfone, the different sulfonyl chloride with a different substituents, but generally here the substituent which is the fluoro group and which is the trifluoromethyl group have the strong inhibition of the acetylcholinesterase and butyrylcholinesterase. So we have done the structure-activity relationship, and then we have found out that the substituents, different substituents have different activity, but mainly the chloro group, mainly the fluoro group, having the most the dominant or significant activity or potent activity against acetylcholinesterase and butyrylcholinesterase. So this is the enzyme. This is the molecular docking series. The docking is interaction of the compound number 7 and compound number 14, right? So compound number 7, the which is the you can see the trifluoromethyl group, and compound number so 14, right? And then this compound number 14, which is the fluoride group, at the para position here, at the para position, shows the most potent inhibition against acetylcholinesterase and butyrylcholinesterase. So this is all the docking interaction of the compound number 7 and 14 and compound number 9 also. Compound number 9, we have the compound number 9, which has the trifluoromethyl at or the ortho position. All have the shows the potent inhibition against acetylcholinesterase and butyrylcholinesterase, and these are the interaction of this potent inhibitor with the active site of the acetylcholinesterase and butyrylcholinesterase. So generally, they have the undergo with the hydrogen bonding, and because fluoride group, right, hydrogen bonding and pi-pi stacking. So from the molecular docking studies, we have found out that it has the compound number 7, which is consists of the trifluoromethyl group, having the root mean square RMSD value for the compound 7 is up to it shows the uh, uh, interaction of the enzyme up to the 100 nanosecond, which proves the binding of this molecule with the enzyme at their site, right? So this is how we have proved that the compound number 7 is most potent, having most potent complex or inhibition with the butyl uh, cholinesterase. So at the end, we have found out that the molecular target in our case was the benzimidazole moiety, which can inhibit the acetylcholinesterase and butyrylcholinesterase. What we have concluded is the mostly the group the molecule the analog which contain the fluoride or trifluoromethyl group shows the showed the inhibition, right? So the methoxy in first case, right, and the fluoride. So electron donating group in case of the methoxy and electron negative group in case of the fluorine have the maximized binding affinity to the enzyme Xi. That is the reason this shows the inhibition of uh, uh, the inhibition or the of the acetylcholinesterase and butyrylcholinesterase and show the binding affinity on the active site of the acetylcholinesterase and butyrylcholinesterase. So, and it is all the has been proved by the molecular docking studies, molecular dynamic study, which shows the lead compound the exploit the enzyme flexibility to lock them into the inhibitory state. So overall, we have if I summarize this one, we have synthesized three type of the analogs. One is the benzimidazole hydrazone, nitroimidazole, and the benzimidazole sulfone. And the subsequent, which is more potent activity, is generally the trimethoxy, dimethoxy, in which is electron the donating group, and the trifluoromethyl group and fluoride group, which is electronegative, shows the potent inhibitory activity or potent inhibition of the acetylcholinesterase and butyrylcholinesterase. Right. So as you can see, this is the glutamine standard. This is the donepezil, right? Hydrazone and the sulfone the inhibition, right? So some of the derivative in case of the sulfone, we have found out that the trimethoxy, dimethoxy shows the inhibition, right? In case of the in case of the sulfone, right? In case of sulfone, we have found out the trifluoromethyl group or fluoride group at different positions show the inhibition against the acetylcholinesterase and butyrylcholinesterase, which has been validated through the molecular docking studies, which shows the different interaction of the compound with the active site of the enzyme. For example, in case of the uh, in this case, right, in case of the acetylcholinesterase, the compound can be bind through the pi-pi stacking, hydrogen bonding, hydrophobic interaction, pi-pi stacking, and case of the butyrylcholinesterase, mainly the hydrogen bonding because of the electronegative fluoride substituents, right? And molecular docking studies have been proved that the molecule can have the stable complex with the active site of the enzyme. So thank you very much for giving me the chance to present some of my work. Right? If you have any question, you are very welcome to ask the question. So in this study, what we have concluded that in our case benzimidazole molecule with a different substitution, generally the methoxy group at different position, and then trifluoromethyl and the fluoride have they enhance the activity of the benzimidazole, so which lead to the bind the or lock the function of the acetylcholinesterase and butyrylcholinesterase. So thank you very much for listening my talk. If you have any question, you are welcome. Thank you.